Kelly, man, like, I know it's really a controversial subject because of what's going on right now and how people are feeling about R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And the fact, as soon as I saw that, we're going to talk about the 90s and the 80s, I'm like, we can't talk about this without talking about Mr. R. Kelly. So,
Mr. Robert.
So I want to know how you feel about Kelly when it comes to the. I'm saying outside of him.
Okay.
How do you feel about in regards to the music? Because I feel that you could separate the man from the music.
Yeah, you can separate the man from anything that he does. Music wise, he's kind of like an Ice-T or Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Ultimate ghostwriters for people that people don't really know about. Like, he wrote for Prince, he wrote for Michael Jackson, like he wrote for a lot of big artists. People don't they don't know that.
Yeah.
His music is timeless.
Uh-huh.
Like, I believe I could fly.
Dude.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his music will never be tarnished or blackballed in my book, in my area, period. He has so much bangers. And if that's the case, the people that he writes for, or used to write for, that music should be blackballed as well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's still R. Kelly's words. It's just somebody else's voice singing it.
Yeah. And for me, like, I feel the same way. It's like, you got to be able to separate the man from the music. And the reason why I can say separate the man from the music is because, like, honestly, I hear so many people now saying, like, oh, you got to blackball R. Kelly, you got to blacklist R. Kelly. It's like, look, and I'm sad to say it's mostly people who aren't black.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say like it's specifically Caucasians, but it's like anybody who hasn't grown up with R. Kelly and hadn't grown up with his music and not in the black community feel like it's perfectly okay to blackball him. But I'm just like, look, as black people, I've never liked the man R. Kelly. I've never liked the man R. Kelly. From back in the day, from when he married Aaliyah, and the man is a grown man marrying a child. I was like, yo, this man is a disgusting human being. And how they let him get away with that, I don't know. So I never had any good feelings towards R. Kelly. But his music was top of top.
That's why they let it go, because his music was giving people a lot of money and revenue to move around.
Yeah.
On top of that, he was with somebody that's on the rise. It wasn't like he was with a random like fan or whatever. He was with somebody that's on the rise.
Yeah.
So they allowed it.
Yeah, so they allowed him. And then it's like R. Kelly peed on somebody. It's like, yeah, but then he made the remix to Ignition. Everybody just let it go.
Yes.
The man made Step in the Name of Love and everybody let it go.
Yes.
I'm like, he's the one, like, the one thing I said about R. Kelly is, like, he's the one man that can send you to heaven. He can bring you to heaven and send you to hell all in the same album.
Trust me.
It's like, that's why I say he's a horrible person. Because church people love I Believe I Can Fly, but then they're like, work your body like a snake, man? No. No. Demon.
It's a pick and choose.
You can't pick and choose with R. Kelly. So it's like, do I respect the man? No. Never. I think he's a horrible person. I think fireball R. Kelly. But I still appreciate what he's done for the music.
So you should say you bun Robert.
Yeah, bun Robert.
But you love R. Kelly.
Yes, bun Robert. He is the man Robert, done with that. But R. Kelly, the musician, I like your music. I will never say because look, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, if you say that, oh, I hate R. Kelly, and you hear one of his songs come on, I guarantee you'll bounce. You'll bounce to that song. You're not gonna be out at a club and you hear one of R. Kelly's songs come on, but I'm not dancing to this. Bun R. Kelly. Oh, get out of here. You're gonna dance to it.
I'm on the other side. The reason being is because, okay, him marrying a younger girl, that's your first strike. Peeing on underage girl again, that's your second strike. But this cult stuff and training girls and this, that, and third, I don't fault him for that. It's whatever. The reason why I'm saying that because Hugh Hefner was doing the same thing. Hugh Hefner had a house, a mansion, with him, with younger girls, probably like probably twice his age, probably even 3 times his age, in a house with him for the whole year. On top of that, he's having parties, promoting his girls to other celebrities. We don't know what's going on in those parties. We don't know if all the girls are really legal. But as soon as celebrities hit him or whatever, oh, Hugh Hefner is fine. You know, he's doing it for the culture, or he's doing it for the A-class people. It's like, what? R. Kelly was doing it for himself, and you trying to crucify him for that? Yes, it's kind of selfish, but at the end of the day, it's his lifestyle.
Yeah, it's for his own lifestyle.
He was doing the same thing, in my eyes, he was doing the same thing as Hugh Hefner.
The only thing is he wasn't publicizing it.
Thank you. He just kept it to himself and called it a day. I guess some people got butthurt of what he was doing, and they snitched on him.
Surviving R. Kelly.
Yeah. So, if these... And another thing, like, if these girls were really that threatened and felt that they were in an actual cult and he was abusive and all that stuff, you're a grown-ass woman. Leave. Or if you've seen his requests were not to your standards or you felt uncomfortable, say no.
Yeah.
Go home. But don't just stay there and take the abuse that you didn't want in the beginning and then complain at it at the end. It makes you look more of a dummy than a victim in my eyes.
And the weird part about it for me is that the fact that it's like they were there for a year, like the filming aspect, surviving R. Kelly. They filmed the stuff that he did and whatever. I didn't watch the video, so I don't know all whatever.
Me neither.
But the fact that they took the time, it's like, oh, they're coming out and saying that he's this and he's that and he's a horrible person and whatever. You stayed for this length of time and videotaped everything he did. So, to me, it's kind of like he's bad, but you're gonna stay because you know that there's a profit to be made off of saying that he's a bad person.
It was all for money.
It's not like you didn't know that whatever he was doing was bad, but you wanted to make sure that you had a legal case to get as much money out of him as possible. Come on, man.
Which is crazy.
Nah, I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. Like, if you came out, if you knew whatever was going on and you bounced and then went to the authorities about whatever happened, then fine. But it's like,
sort of could come up.
It's this entire Me Too movement that is just making things weird. It's making the whole dynamic for people weird. And like I even said that Me Too is going to ruin relationships. Me Too is going to ruin relationships, and it's not even like it's not. Okay, here's why I feel like Me Too is going to ruin relationships, because the whole fact of like if you put your hand on a girl's shoulder and just be like, hey, how you doing? He assaulted me. And if she says you assaulted her, you're automatically considered, yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
Nothing you have to say goes anywhere. It's just her word against yours, and whatever she says is the truth. So why is this going to ruin relationships? Is because like a guy's going to want to say like, okay, well, we're gonna go on this date. Yeah, I'm not going to pick you up. I'll meet you there. It's like, oh, you're not picking me up? Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere where I'm alone with you. I want to be in public places so nobody can say that I did anything. So I'll meet you there. You show up. People are around, so you can't say I did anything because we're in a public place. And then when we're done, you go your way, I'll go mine. I ain't down for none of that. And it's not. And you know, some girls will say like, oh, that's just stupid. Watch, it's coming. You think I'm joking? It's coming because, like, honestly, you can't throw something out there for so long and then expect that there's not going to be any repercussions. And like, I'm saying this as a black man. It's like it's worse for us.
Oh, 100%.
Because we already had to deal with people saying, "Oh, he raped me," and you automatically went to jail.
Yeah.
There was no thought like even when back in the day when there was before Me Too started, and you know if a woman came and said, "This man raped me," there was a period of a reasonable doubt to say maybe she's making a mistake, maybe she's wrong about it. You know, let's look into it and investigate, right? Let's see if she's actually being accurate.
Yeah.
But that was mostly for white people. What if a woman said a black man raped him? You're going to jail. Best believe you're already going to jail. Yeah. How many black men are in got death row? Are dead because of stuff like that.
Or something he said, she said, or whispers.
Yeah. There's how many black people dead because of something like that. There's how many black, and I'm saying this because it's Black History Month. There's how many of us died because of somebody made false accusations. And now with the whole Me Too thing going on right now, it's even worse because now she is considered being truthful, and you have to prove yourself. We already had to deal with that.
Yeah.
And now everybody else is having to deal with it, and they don't like it. They're feeling how we felt. And now it's a big thing of like, oh, that's not fair. It's like, yeah, it's not fair because now it's your turn. You're having to feel how we felt for a number of years after segregation.
You got a point there. Because even for me as a black man to this day, I get people, especially females of a different race. Let's say I'm sitting on the bus or the subway, and the seat right beside me is empty. They won't sit right beside me. Maybe because I look too menacing, I guess, or my hair, or my piercings. Mm-hmm. But they just look at me, keep it moving, and will sit somewhere else where there's no spot, or stand up. And it's like, wow, like there's an empty chair right here. It's not dirty, it's clean, but yet you want to sit right beside me? It's like, all right, cool. Let me just see what happens if I get up. And I'll get up just a little bit, and you'll see them run to that spot, just sit down. I'm just like, wow, racism is still out here.
Racism ain't over, and people don't. And it's only minorities, and I'm not talking about just black people. It's only minorities, like black, brown, Asian, whatever. We know that it's not dead. We know that it's not over, but everybody else who is considered Caucasian, and why I say considered is that they're like from the beginnings, like not everybody was Caucasian. The whole being Caucasian got put around because certain people were getting close with blacks, and we're starting to make movements and making organizations with blacks. And then because they said, hey, you know what? If you distance yourself from black people, we'll call you Caucasian. And that'll bring you to a higher status. Not a higher paying status, but that'll give you above blacks. So now that they're considered Caucasian, they feel like, oh, well, you're beneath me. Because I'm now on a higher plane. And it's fucked up. So it's like they don't realize that, racism is still here.
Yeah.
It's still here big time. And there's the same ones that'll be like, hey, how you doing, bud? How's it going, bud? You okay, bud? But then they'll do or say something, you realize what they're doing, and they'll be like, oh, I'm offended that you would call me racist.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not saying you're racist. I'm saying your actions are racist.
Yes.
Are completely racist. Like, I love that one saying. It's like, I'm not racist. I have black friends. That don't mean nothing.
Dumb as shit.
That don't mean nothing. You can have how many black friends and be the most racist person around.
Yeah.
Look, how many owners of basketball teams, they love black people because they make the money.
Oh, man.
But they don't invite none of those black players to their house. And none of them coming to their house.
Man, I have a point there.
It's like, basketball and football, most of these sports now, the athletes are modern day field niggas.
Yeah.
Modern day field niggas.
That's true. But the thing that hurts me the most is racism in our own community.
Oh my God, yeah.
For example, I have an Asian friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we're in a certain area, I don't want to say the area, but, and black females see me with her, they're always like, "Oh my God, like, why are you with an Asian person? Like, we're not good enough for you." Or, see, this is what happens when black guys don't know their roots. They're with other cultures, and this, that, and third. But it's like when they're with another race, it's because black men are shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, why isn't it, hey, I like this certain type of people. I'm not racist. I just love Asian people, or I love white people, or I love Middle Eastern people.
Mm-hmm.
Why has it always had to be you ain't shit because you're not with a black person or a black man?
The worst part about our culture and about our history is that we have self-loathing. Mm-hmm. We have self-hatred. Like, we're so busy worried about, what we like. Oh, you don't like us black women because, we're always being told that we're loud and we're aggressive and we're this and we're that, and so that's why black men can't handle me because I'm too confident. It's like, look, men love confident women. Mm-hmm. Men love women who are self-sufficient.
Yes.
Independent.
Yes.
We love that. It has nothing to do with about race or anything. If a black woman can take care of her own, that's sexy.
Yes.
That's completely sexy. The problem is, and that I feel like a lot of our women don't understand, is that a man wants, like, especially a black man wants to feel like he's needed and wants to feel like he's respected.
100%.
Right? If you're going to disrespect, and it's the type of disrespect you do. It's the type of disrespect you might give. Like, if you are giving disrespect in the sense of, like, humiliating him in front of your friends,
that's ultimate.
Yeah, if you humiliate him in front of your friends or his friends, if you talk down to him
like a child,
like, talk to him like he's a child, disrespect him in multiple different ways, make him out to like he's a punk, like he can't handle you. Yes. Then of course he's gonna not want to talk to you. Of course he's gonna be like, when a guy gets something like that, and especially if it's more than once he wants to stay within his own race, but he gets that over and over again. Anybody gets jaded. Yeah. Anybody eventually feels jaded. I've had that kind of disrespect. Do I still love my black woman? Of course I do. I still love my black woman. I still respect my black woman.
El Chocolo.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna take, like, regardless, if I decide to, like, if I meet somebody who's Indian or I meet somebody who's Asian or whatever, and they show me respect, that's number one for me. That's key. Yeah. You show me respect, cool. I show you respect, good. We can work. I don't care if I'm on the street and a black girl looks at me and is like, "Oh, you don't respect your own." It's like, I have complete respect for my own. Mm-hmm. But right now, the way you're talking to me shows you don't. You have no respect. If you can see, and I say that from black men and black women. Yeah. If you walk down the street and see someone of your race with somebody of a different race, and you go to them, it's like, how dare you? How dare you do this? You have no respect for your own. It's like, you obviously have no respect for your own.
Not even that for yourself.
Yeah, you have no respect for yourself and no respect for your own, because you don't know the situation that person has been in. Mm-hmm. You don't know what that person brings to that person's life. Look and admire and say, hey, you know what? It's love. Mm-hmm. Love is love. You can't get mad at somebody for finding love in like
somewhere else.
Right? We're so busy talking about that we have to keep it in the family. We gotta, black people with black people. We gotta keep it like that. So isn't that a form of racism itself? That's us segregating ourselves from everybody else.
That's deep.
It's like we are so busy talking about that we want people to accept us. We want to be let into all the different avenues and let into all the different aspects. But we're so busy hating within our own, saying that we have to be like this. We have to keep
keep
our blackness within our blackness. So no.
quote unquote pro-black.
Yeah.
But my opinion, being pro-black is just knowing your roots.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be marching and hooping and hollering and stuff and saying that you have to be with a black partner. No, like, it's all about knowing your roots. For example, I'm gonna do a DNA test, like an African DNA test, just to see what tribe I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for us black people, we should know where we're coming from, because it is Black History Month, but why do we need just 1 month to know our history? You know what I'm saying? Like, other cultures and races don't have a month for their culture. Like, they have a whole year to know who did this, who invented that, who did bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was their heroes? We're just built on to 1 month.
Remember that history is written by the victors.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that we've done within our own history that the reason why we don't know about our history is because it wasn't written for us.
That's true.
Like, we had to go out of our way to chronicle our own history, because the history books don't want to have us in there.
Yeah.
Look, they don't even like whenever we talk about slavery, they don't like talking about it. Everybody feels uncomfortable and awkward when you talk about slavery. But then you put out a movie like 5 Years a Slave, or whatever years a slave,